Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you're all doing well, as usual. So I'm back today after a couple of weeks break, this time with a response video actually. This is a response to George G's Room of Rock. So I have done thread responses for George before. If you're not familiar with him, go and check out his channel. He likes a lot of different styles of hard rock and metal, like me. I think we have a lot in common in that respect. So he's just made another recent one actually. This was a few weeks ago. Called Songs That Pump Me Up, or Songs That Get You Pumped Up. So he selected 15 songs which had that effect on him, and I also saw some other people do responses like Tony Tainted Lord 87, and I thought that's a really good idea for a video because it's something I often think about, you know, songs which pump me up, and I do have many. So I'm going to take you through songs which pump me up. Now let me just explain, when I say that, I'm not just talking about, you know, with hard rock and heavy metal, you could say any song pumps you up if it's heavy or fast. By that token, any song would pump you up. But I'm talking about songs which really have an impact on me. So all of the ones I've selected, they're not just random. These are ones which really have an effect, like they get me moving, or they make me feel like ripping trees from the ground, or they pump me up with energy, literally. So yes, these were carefully selected, although there are a lot, but I just felt that some could not be left out. And if I keep looking out there, it's because I can see there's a bit of a commotion going on in the street, nothing major. All right, so these are songs which pump me up. It's sort of self-explanatory, but I might add some comments here and there. But you know, don't worry, I'm not going to analyze the song in great detail, otherwise we'll be here all day. So here we go, songs that pump me up. These are just in alphabetical order, and it's covering a multitude of genres. So first of all, AC/DC, First Blood. Now this is a very underrated track from Fly on the Wall, and it's not even a fast song, but a fast song the song doesn't necessarily have to be fast to pump you up. But what I just love is the strut of the riff in that song. It's such a fantastic riff, especially when it ends with the open power chord and Brian Johnson's screeching vocals, and I love the chorus as well. It's very shouty, so I think First Blood is a very underrated track, and it really pumps me up. Now another AC/DC song that pumps me up, and this will probably be no surprise to people, is Thunderstruck. I can't show the album because I don't own the Razor's Edge, but Thunderstruck is a song which always instills me with energy, and I never get bored of it. I could hear that song a million times and still love it. Whenever I see cover bands perform it live, I really get into it 100%, and I just really love the build-up of that song. You know, it starts off with the melodic guitar, but you know, when the Cliff Williams' bass jumps in, like it just adds that pulse to it, and then I like the first time where they say you've been thunderstruck, do, you know, with the tom-tom fills. It just gets me pumped up, like I want to move. So yeah, 2 AC/DC songs there. Okay, up next, other songs which pump me up from this album, except Up to the Limit. It's just another great strutting song, you know, especially with that effect they have in it, like ding, you know, to the drums, it just gets, and the pulsing bass again. So I really love that track, Up to the Limit. And another one which really pumps me up from this album is Living for Tonight. Like that's often a song that I'll play before going out at night, you know, like out to party or drink with friends or something, because it's just, again, got a good strut and a good groove, and it sort of instills me with energy. So there are some Accept songs which pump me up. Okay, up next, some black speed metal, Bewitched. These two songs from Pentagram Prayer really pump me up. Satan's Claw and Hellblood, they're back-to-back songs, just scorching, blackened speed metal with brilliant melodic guitar solos. Like I really like Satan's Claw, that song, like it just bursts out of nowhere with this guitar solo straight away, so it's immediately energetic. And there's just like scorching white hot riffing in that song, and it ends with a brilliant guitar solo. And then Hellblood is another great song which pumps me up, especially the bridge in that song, because it's just so heavy and it's got a great breakdown. So some Bewitched songs which pump me up there. Okay, and up next, some Black Sabbath. These two songs by Black Sabbath which really pump me up are actually from the Dio era. So first of all, TV Crimes, yeah, just so incredibly catchy, great chugging riff, and it's very energetic, and I love singing along to the lyrics because they're so memorable, so they're absolutely fantastic. And another Black Sabbath song which really pumps me up is one which had been previously unreleased prior to this Dio demo, which is Ear in the Wall. I just love that song. Like the riff and the vocal melodies, they just instill me with a great deal of energy. So yeah, now I will say, like with Black Sabbath, Aussie era Black Sabbath, while I like it, that's not really pump up music, that's more music for being stoned on the sofa. But yeah, the Dio era was very energetic, so there you go. All right, up next, what have we got? Okay, Cannibal Corpse. Now, from Gallery of S, I can't say the full name, otherwise the video will be taken down, of course. But one really underrated song from this album, which really pumps me up, is track 8, entitled Unite the Dead. I just think it's one of the most underrated Cannibal Corpse songs of all time. You know, just like the riff in that song, it's just so incredibly hooky and catchy, like and the chin 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 chin, like it's just yeah, riff salad, but so incredibly heavy. And I really like the manic lead guitar trade-off in that song. You know, I really think Cannibal Corpse, I really like their style of guitar soloing, in the sense that it's sort of very jazzy and experimental. But I think Unite the Dead, that is one song just with its heaviness and its awesome riffing, really pumps me up. So Unite the Dead by Cannibal Corpse. Okay, how are we going for time? Not too bad, I don't think. Okay, up next, Children of Bodom, and from the album Are You Dead Yet? Like I've mentioned before in my favorite death metal albums of all time, yeah, my favorite song on this album is In Your Face. I can't believe I had to actually look at that, but yeah, just so finished, that song. Very upbeat and energetic, and I really like the keyboards in that song. They sound so finished, and it's just incredibly energetic, the whole song. And even though some people say like the pre-chorus is a bit sort of youthful rebellion, I really like it. You know, I don't give a flying fuck motherfucker, I don't give a flying fuck motherfucker, I don't give a flying, I don't give a flying, I don't give a flying fuck ting. But yeah, and especially the chorus, you know, where they say bring it on, it's my world, with the keyboards, absolutely brilliant. So Children of Bodom, In Your Face, that song gets me moving. Okay, up next, Deicide, of course, highly energetic music, but the songs which really pump me up from this band are the title track, Deicide, you know, especially like with all those wicked time changes in the song and the riff breakdowns and the solos, absolutely brilliant, you know, like, so that song, Deicide, really pumps me up. And another one which has always pumped me up is Behead the Prophet, No Lord Shall Live, from Legion, just incredibly blasting and chaotic. And when it really builds up to that like foaming at the mouth, angry part of the song, you know, thou who hast in prison suffer by your own demise, execrate the revelation, master Satan rise, and that blistering guitar solo, absolutely brilliant. So Behead the Prophet is another Deicide song which pumps me up. All right, now we're going into something completely different. Maybe I failed to mention that this list is eclectic, but Def Leppard. So from High and Dry, this was from the band's heavy metal days. And the song which really pumps me up from this song is the closing track, No, No, No. That song is just pure rock, and I really like the breakdown at the end, you know, can't say no, no, no. Like, just the riff, Joe Elliott's vocals, absolutely fantastic. I apologize for my atrocious singing, it's much better on the album, but I really like that song. It's like, almost when I hear that song, I just want to hit play and start this album again. So No, 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 another fantastic and underrated Def Leppard track. And also from Def Leppard, two songs from Hysteria, which are back-to-back songs, Don't Shoot Shotgun and Run Riot. So Don't Shoot Shotgun, I just think is just like powerhouse, that whole song. It's just so upbeat, and I really like at the end, you know, with Joe Elliott's like wildly melodic vocals and their awesome drumming, even though it's mechanical. It's just, and then it leads into Run Riot, which is just such an energetic song, you know, when it builds up and it's tin, 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 with that melodic part, and then when it comes in with Joe's screaming vocals, that song, I know the song's called Run Riot, but that song makes me want to run myself into shreds, like just run with full force. So it's also a good running song, and I really like the sort of, you know, vocal harmonies in that. So two back-to-back songs which really pump me up from Hysteria are Deep Cuts, Don't Shoot Shotgun, and Run Riot. Okay. What do we got next? Okay, up next, Enthroned. So this is the Belgian black metal band. This is from the album The Apocalypse Manifesto. The song which really pumps me up is track 4, Retribution of the Holy Trinity. In my opinion, that is one of the best black metal songs of all time, but it just instills me with so much energy. There's so many twists and turns in that song, so many moments that you're really looking forward to, like, oh yes, yes, this part's coming up, and like, you know, the guitar solos, the rhythm changes, absolutely brilliant. And I like that sort of mid-paced heavy riff, which is the main sort of reprising one in the song. But Retribution of the Holy Trinity, criminally underrated black metal song, but it also really gets me pumped up. Enthroned, fantastic band. Okay, this isn't going as slowly as I thought, which is good news. Okay, up next, Judas Priest. Okay, I could choose many songs by Judas Priest which pump me up, but the one which ultimately pumps me up the most is Free Will Burning. I don't actually own the original album. This is the greatest hits compilation, but you know, Free Will Burning, it's a song about car racing, so it's fast and furious, as the lyrics say, and like the guitar solos in that song are just so scorching, and I really like that bridge part in the middle where Rob Halford does those really sort of fast, I've heard some people say they're rapping vocals. They're not rapping vocals, but he just speaks really quickly, but like, it's just so highly intense and energetic. So Free Will Burning, yeah, really gets me pumped up. Okay, up next. Okay, this came at the 11th hour from the namesake of my t-shirt. So some Impaled Nazarene songs. Again, like Impaled Nazarene is a very fast black metal band, so you could choose a lot of songs, but the songs which really pump me up by this band are from this album, Suomi Finland Perkele. Track 5, Total War, Winter War, which has that kind of warlike chant at the beginning, like, do you want total war? Yes, we want fucking war. You know, and then the riff comes in. The riff is absolutely brilliant, and Mika's vocals are fantastic, so I really like that song. And the other track that really pumps me up on this is kind of a punky track with an awesome guitar solo, which is Let's Fucking Die. I mean, the lyrics, it's sort of the opposite of pumping you up there, but like, it's just such a brilliant, high energetic song, and quite melodic, quite punky, but I really like it, especially that breakdown where it's like, let's die, 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 die. It sounds comical, like as a juxtaposition, but really good. So there you go. And, okay, up next, Kiss. Now, from the album Lick It Up, I've chosen 2 songs from here which pump me up. The fastest songs on the album, and also my favorites, which are track 5, Gimme More, and track 8, Fits Like a Glove. On this album, as I've mentioned, this is when the band was also almost bordering on speed metal territory, you know, especially with Vinnie Vincent's guitar solos and like sort of the chugging, thrashy riffs. But yeah, Gimme More, a Paul Stanley song. Fantastic, just like high octane, high energy, brilliant shredding guitar solos from Vinnie. And then also, yeah, Fits Like a Glove, pretty much same deal, but a Gene song, like fast thrashy riffs in that, and excellent shredding guitar solos. And I really like that build-up part where Gene says, a hot knife through butter, and it's that like turns into that 30-second scream before that shredding guitar solo kicks in. Yep, so Gimme More and Fits Like a Glove from Kiss's Lick It Up. Okay, up next, Marduk. Okay, so everyone knows Marduk are my favorite black metal band, but essentially this entire album, Panzer Division Marduk, you know, it's just a 30-minute blast fest consisting of, you know, heavy metallic, fat-sounding guitars and pummeling blast beats. So if you want to get absolutely slaughtered, you know, this is the album to listen to. 8 songs in 30 minutes. As Terrorizer magazine said, it will knock your ass into next week. This is just non-stop, relentless energy. So essentially the whole album, I love this album. And also, yes, another Marduk song. Like, there are so many Marduk songs I could choose, but ones which really pump me up, the other one would be from Heaven Shall Burn. The closing track, Legion, like I said, that's outlandish in its speed and aggression and energy, and it basically sums up what the band is about, and that really instills me with a lot of energy. So Legion by Marduk. Okay, then Mayhem. This one may sound like a cliche, but another song which really pumps me up is Freezing Moon. So I know that's probably Mayhem's most famous song, but it's like the journalist who writes for Terrorizer magazine, Jonathan Seltzer. I saw in a Norwegian black metal documentary, he was talking about this song, and he described there are some songs with black metal where you get a rush from listening to them, and one of them is Freezing Moon. I absolutely agree with that. Like, you know, especially that, you know, the slow bridge part in the middle, like do 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 dan, you know, when it builds up to the slow riff before the guitar solo, like that really gives me a rush. I just love it. And the guitar solo is really creepy and eerie. Now I will say, so this is De Mysteriis Don Satanas. This is the version with Attila, which is a great version, but the version which really gets me pumped up is the original version with Dead. Rest in peace. You know, because his vocals are like really manic and screamy, and the part where he says, it's night again, it's almost like he's relishing and enjoying the darkness. So yeah, Freezing Moon, it's another one. It's a bit like Motorhead's Ace of Spades. No matter how many times I hear it, I'll never get sick of it, and it still really pumps me up. Okay, Megadeth. So from this album, Wake Up Dead, you know, so many twists and turns in that song, so many manic riffs, and it's just absolutely brilliant. Like the, you know, these sort of jazzy arrangements, the blistering guitar solos, and like that really sort of groovy strutting riff at the end. It's absolutely brilliant. So this song is like a riff medley, Wake Up Dead, and I absolutely love it. That song gets me moving, and you actually see in the video clip, you see people like break dancing on the floor to that groove because it's so good. So I wholeheartedly agree. So Megadeth with Wake Up Dead, and some other Megadeth songs which really pump me up. As people will know, these are my favorite songs on this album. Liar and Hook in Mouth. Like Liar is just, you know, fantastic lyrics, and it's really fast and thrashy, and I really like the part where Dave does those really like quick vocal rhyming couplets. Is absolutely brilliant before a blistering guitar solo. And Hook in Mouth, such an anthemic, heavy song, and yeah, it gets me pumped up, ironically, because it's the closing track on the album, but I absolutely love it. So yeah, Liar and Hook in Mouth. Yeah. Okay, now, oh yeah, sorry, I'm just getting my alphabetical order wrong. Okay, up next, Obituary. Yes. Now, going in chronological, I had a few Obituary songs which really pump me up. The first one from The End Complete is track 2, Back to One. I absolutely love that song, just like fast, manic, thrashy riffing. I like the way the vocals sort of fade in, you know, like to that scream, but like just so many, like the guitar solos, everything, and then the slow breakdowns. This song really pumps me up. Back to One, it's one of my favorite Obituary songs. Now, I've got a few Obituary songs, because there are a lot of energetic ones, but another song which really gets me pumped up is the opening one from Back from the Dead, which is Threatening Skies. Absolutely, have always loved that song from the moment I first heard it back in the day. You know, it's just so energetic with the drums, the percussion, the guitar solos, and you know, very memorable vocals. So Threatening Skies is another good one. And just a couple of other Obituary songs. Yeah, so On the Floor from Frozen in Time. This is an album that I've sort of neglected. Not neglected, just haven't listened to as much compared to other Obituary albums, but this was their comeback album, and it's really good. And just like On the Floor, it's got all those classic Obituary elements, but it's just like very energy inducing in my opinion. And finally, the other Obituary song is End It Now. Just very catchy, very energy instilling, and I really like the really low guttural vocals from John. So yeah, End It Now by Obituary. Okay, and I couldn't leave Pantera off this list. I know there's sort of a lot of people in the extreme metal community don't like them, but as I've mentioned, they were a part of my youth and I still really like them. So yeah, Pantera. And from this album, Cowboys from Hell, the songs which really pump me up, always have, are Heresy and Domination, so tracks 4 and 6. They're both sort of fast, thrashy numbers, but just really good, and I really like the vocals in Heresy, and you know, like this band was just one of a kind. I don't care what anyone says, absolutely brilliant stuff. So yeah, undoubtedly, probably my favorite songs on the album as well, because they pump me up so much. Heresy and Domination, check them out, if you haven't, of course. All right, up next, Rollins Band, which I've mentioned is a band which I've tended to like more and more as I get older, but from this album, Wait, the two songs which really pump me up are back-to-back songs also. Tracks 7 and 8, Step Back and Wrong Man. So Step Back is a very sort of aggressive, angry song about hatred for a certain person. And not that I'm condoning those negative emotions, but it's sort of like, it's a good release if you're in a really pissed off mood. And it actually sounds quite scary, that song, like some of the lyrics which Rollins says. You know, like, oh, I won't mention it, but you know the song, but if you haven't checked it out, listen to it. And then I also really like the track Wrong Man, because it's just got such a catchy riff. It's really energetic. I really love the guitar solo in that song, and you know, Rollins' vocals and the way he enunciates things, and like the check it out, it's so good. So I will never get bored of those songs, Step Back and Wrong Man. And the other Rollins song which really pumps me up is On My Way to the Cage. This is from Come In and Burn. Like, got a very sort of chugging, thrashy, energetic, upbeat riff. And again, Rollins' vocals and the way he sings that song, it's just so good. You know, like, your soul is on a leash, your mind is on a string. Oh, it's fucking brilliant. Check out this song. So, On My Way to the Cage. And shit, you know what? I didn't actually take out the Sepultura CDs to show you, but the songs which really pump me up by Sepultura are From the Past Comes the Storms and To the Wall from the Schizophrenia album, just because they're very sort of like thrashy, catchy numbers and they've got a really good groove. And of course, Inner Self, I absolutely love that song as well. So sorry I couldn't show the CDs, but you know them. A lot of people might be surprised by my next choice, but another song which really pumps me up is by 6 Feet Under, and that song is one of their faster numbers from Maximum Violence. It's called No Warning Shot. If you're familiar with that song, it's very fast and manic, very catchy riffs in that song, really manic possessed vocals from Chris, and some brilliant guitar solo work by Steve Swanson. And in addition to that, the chorus is just very memorable. I won't repeat the lyrics because they're kind of like of a sensitive or prone to offend nature, but it's like, for me, I don't take lyrics of any band seriously. It's more like the mood or the energy it creates. So No Warning Shot, absolutely fantastic. And I've seen concert footage of them playing this song live, and you can tell Chris really loves performing that song because it's probably the most energetic 6 Feet Under song ever done, actually. So No Warning Shot. Okay, Slayer. And from this album, Seasons of the Abyss, like, again, there are so many Slayer songs which are fast and energetic, but the one which really pumps me up is Hallowed Point. And it's my friend Will in Australia, and I always said, like, the part of this song which is pretty much an eargasm or an oral orgasm, A-U-R-A-L, as in related to the ear, is the part, where he says power of a gun used with conviction, and then they suddenly do that time change and they launch into that really groovy riff, like before the guitar solo. Absolutely fantastic. So I really love that song, Hallowed Point. Underrated, and it really pumps me up. Okay, and believe it or not, we're nearly at the end. Just one last band, Torture Killer. So this is a death metal band from Finland, and as I've mentioned before, they're sort of playing that sort of groovy style inspired by Obituary and 6 Feet Under. And this album featured none other than Chris Barnes on vocals, when they were looking for a new singer. So, but there are so many songs on this album which really pump me up, like in terms of the groove and energy, but I would have to say, ultimately, A Funeral for the Masses, like that riff is just so good. Chris's vocals are on point and sound absolutely fantastic. And the one which I think is one of the most energetic songs Chris Barnes has ever performed is Heading Towards the Butchery, arguably the best song on the album. I absolutely love that song. And it's not because of the lyrics that pumps me up, but just the energy and the delivery, the musical execution of that song. So yeah, from this album, from Torture Killer Swarm, A Funeral for the Masses, and Heading Towards the Butchery. All right, and there we are, guys. So they are some songs which really pump me up. So needless to say that I recommend all of these songs. Like if you're trying to look for a playlist to give you a boost of energy, I would recommend all of these songs. See how you go with those. Some of you are probably familiar with them. So yeah, that's all I'll say. I won't keep you much longer. One thing I will say though is it's good that George does these threads sometimes, because I've noticed recently, there are trends with YouTube. It seems like lately the trend with, well, not really a trend, but the phase of people doing threads and response videos, it sort of died down a bit lately. And to be honest, I kind of miss those because they're always fun to answer because you can pull out random albums from your collection. So I think George had a really good idea with this one, and he comes up with some great ideas. So check his channel out. And yeah, that's all I'll say. I won't give a personal life update because it's not relevant now that I've done this video. But yes, the setup you'll see today, I'm sitting in a chair. Normally it's on the sofa, but I have to move the sofa. But I won't go into details, but right now for medical reasons, I can't do any heavy lifting. So maybe you like this setup better, I don't know. Like, what do you reckon's better, couch or the chair? Let's get some interesting discussion going on that. Nah, but seriously, hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this wasn't too detailed for you. If so, oh well. But I'll be back again for the next video quite soon. So in the meantime, take care, and I'll talk to you all later. Cheers, bye.